Pokemon fans, welcome to the Dex, our weekly trivia and battle strategy show about a favorite Pokemon of yours each week. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Camper Alex. This week we're doing the life-giving King of the Forest.
Yep, it's the Cowardly Lion from the Wizard of Oz.
What? No, Lion's the King of the Jungle.
Yeah, but the song says King of the Forest. Besides, Sceptile should be the King of the Jungle because that's where he lives.
I guess. I just wanted to see you put on some fake jowls.
Not happening. It's Sceptile!
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
Sceptile is the final evolution of the Gen 3 starter Trico. It's a big green lizard with a super relaxed look on its face.
That's probably because it does so much gardening. Its Pokedex entry says it spends its time going around and revitalizing dying trees.
So cool, but don't let that fool you, it's still very dangerous. For example, the leaves on its arms are sharp as swords, and back in Gen 3, its signature move was Leaf Blade.
In fact, even though its name seems to be an obvious mix of scepter and reptile in reference to its kingliness, it could also be a pun on Sceptile, meaning able to be cut.
Its design seems to be primarily based off of the Dilophosaurus, or as most people know it, the little dinosaur that spits at Newman in Jurassic Park. Even though actually in real life Dilophosaurus are like 20 feet long and they don't spit poison, they don't even have a frill, so it's not really like this guy at all. And don't even get me started on the inaccuracies of the Velociraptors.
Quit it, nerd! Sceptile's tail seems to be a reference to the leaf-tailed gecko, an awesome little creature that can climb up walls as slick as glass and has a tail that looks just like a leaf. Sceptile shares both of these traits with the little guy.
Awesome! And remember our theory on how many Pokemon species are interrelated? The seed pods on his back could genetically link him to the Bulbasaur line.
Whoa, cool!
But for now, we're just going to expound upon that in our purposefully not ridiculous segment called Good Pokemon Science! Yay, nerds! So, those seeds on Sceptile's back look an awful lot like soybean seeds, don't they? Soybeans, along with a lot of other legumes like peanuts and lentils, are known to contain a symbiotic bacteria known as rhizobia, and that's just good science.
Right! Rhizobia lives in root nodules and is responsible for converting nitrogen into ammonia and then ammonium, which plants use to make proteins. That's just good science!
When legumes die, their nitrogen goes back into the soil and fertilizes other plants. Their life cycle revitalizes nature. That's just good science.
It's so effective that sometimes farmers will alternate between legume and non-legume crops so that non-legumes will grow better. And that's just good science!
But how does this tie into Sceptile, you ask? Well, Sceptile uses the seeds on his back to revitalize dying plants in the jungle, meaning that the seeds on his back are probably related to these very special legumes.
Awesome! Sceptiles are like nature's own little organic farmers, even though they're like, what, 5'7"? Yikes.
Giant, lizardy, legumey, forest-saving good science.
That was cool!
Yeah!
What can I say to cleanly transition from this into the battle strategy segment?
I think you just said it.
Awesome, let's do it!
Pokemon!
Sceptile is faster than almost anything and it has solid special attack, but it has horrible defensive stats, so you gotta get tricky with this RU anomaly to get ahead. Start with an adamant one and trade it in attack and speed.
On top of that, you're going to want a Dream World Sceptile with the ability Unburden, which doubles your speed when you use up your hold item. So along those lines, give it a Flying Gem to hold.
The Flying Gem is consumable and gives a one-time 50% boost to a flying type move's attack power. In this case, that move is Acrobatics.
Acrobatics is double awesome, because not only will it activate Unburden and boost Sceptile's speed, but it does more damage when you're not holding anything. So the Flying Gem and Acrobatics is a great combo for always.
The next move is Swords Dance, which is essential for sweeping with this set. It doubles Sceptile's attack. What more is there to say?
Finally, give it Earthquake for some good type coverage and Leaf Blade, its signature move, for stab. Can't go wrong.
Of course, that's not the only way to train a Sceptile, so as always, here are a few random thoughts.
For a more conventional Sceptile, Substitute along with 3 special attack moves is a good way to go.
Substitute also works well with Leech Seed, which Sceptile can use fairly well because of its crazy speed.
The accuracy is not great, but Grass Whistle can be a great secret weapon to get you out of a tight spot. It puts Pokemon to sleep.
And finally, for some serious special attack damage, you could also try using Leaf Storm with a White Herb. It'll enable you to do it twice at full power.
And that's it! Sceptile, the King of the Forest. Not quite the Cowardly Lion, but he sure is interesting.
If you have anything you'd like to add or you want to suggest a Pokemon for us to do next time, just go ahead and leave it down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm Camper Alex.
And I'm PokeKellz. Tune in next week for a very lonely episode of The Dex. Hi there, Pokemon fans! Welcome to the Dex, the weekly trivia and battle strategy strategy, Joe.
This one's for you this week.
Hey, Joe.
Joe Beretta.
1, 2, 3.
Source fed.
Stop.